Welcome to Crushing 1L, a podcast about how hindsight is 2020. I'm Abhi. I'm a 1L at Penn Law, and that's Aaminah, a 1L at UCLA. Aaminah, welcome back to your own show.
Thanks, Abhi. Always so glad to be welcomed here.
Yeah, I think that we both feel way more welcome now that finals are over, and this is our 1L wrap-up show, so welcome in, folks. We're going to just be reflecting. This is the clip show. This is the bottle episode at the end of the season. You know, the budget's running low, and we have to, and we're going to tell stories about the semester.
Yeah, budget's running low, and that's why this isn't the Hot Ones episode. But that we
That's
haven't
so
forgotten.
true.
We haven't forgotten. We have written to Santa. But in any case.
Yeah. No, that would be so fun. That's definitely like on the docket. We have a lot of fun stuff on the docket for next semester, folks. So please stick around. But
the next semester comes.
Yeah. Next season, I don't know. Next season 2 of 1L. But yeah, Aaminah, I just wanted to catch up with you. I mean, look, we're right up on the holidays. I'm wearing my little holiday quarter zip. You're wearing a beautiful sweater as well. And you can tell we're kind of both in different places because, I think we're traveling for the holiday season. So happy holidays to all our listeners. We made it, dude. Come on, we made it.
Oh my God, we made it. Woo! Huge. As much as you might think it would be, it wasn't a guarantee. It just wasn't a guarantee.
It was. Come on, you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it either way.
I was.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's nothing in life is guaranteed. But as
That's
my
true.
mom likes to say, the baby did have to be born, and so it was. Like I had
Yeah,
to, even though I didn't have to, I did have to do it.
you had
And
to
I
do it.
yeah.
Yeah. So let's reflect and so can I ask you about some expectations versus reality now? Again, with hindsight being 2020, you went through the whole thing. We feel great at the end. We maybe didn't feel super great in the middle.
Oh my God. In the middle, a little bit of the beginning. The end was a very bumpy landing, but yeah.
So
Yeah.
what do you think was the easiest part of the semester versus the hardest part? And what you expected those to be and maybe how they ended up being. That was kind of a confusing question, but I think you know what I mean.
Yeah. So I guess in terms of your expectation versus reality question, what did I expect to be the easiest? I don't know that I associated anything with law school as being easy, so to
Super
speak.
fair.
Um, Let me say it this way rather. I didn't expect law school to be easy at all. I just expected to be more adept at handling it, I think. Because
And you were. You handled it
like,
very adeptly.
but as honors, I'm sure you're an honor student. I was an honor student. We kind of have a reputation of being able to kind of coast on our accolades in school.
Yeah,
And
you
so,
were on the speech team. I was on the debate team in high school. I
mhm,
mean, this is
mhm.
stuff that matters.
Yeah. And so I just it's not, I didn't expect to not be able to work hard in law school. I just don't think I quite fully understood the intensity of the level of hard work I'd have to be doing. And I don't think I've ever worked that hard in school that consistently all the time, doing this work that was really intense and feeling consistently out of my depth. And not because I couldn't handle it, but just because that's kind of the experience in law school. For a lot of the time, you're kind of, it's brand new stuff for quite a bit of time. The first
Yeah.
maybe half of the semester, in my experience, was kind of okay, wait, what's going on here? And so it took a minute to get my bearings, and that I think was very disorienting. It in terms of I expected to grasp it faster than I did.
Yeah.
So does that answer your question?
That does. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I guess I'm kind of curious about you expected to maybe be more adept more quickly, but what exactly was the challenging part? Like what made the work intense for you?
Um. Hmm.
And it's probably like 6 different variables, right? It's like the amount of reading we had to do, the density of the reading, the frequency of the reading. Like it was all a lot.
Yeah, I think for me what made it the most is difficult, and I talked about this on last episode too, but
Mhm.
just the lack of feedback.
Yeah.
So it's and the lack of feedback in the sense of I wasn't putting the law into practice frequently enough, I feel in my experience. And so I was constantly intaking and taking and taking information, and feeling I had to run all the time to like read this, then read that, then prepare your notes for class, and then come to class and talk about it, then go back and read and like do your, writing
Yeah.
assignment. And like I felt like so many things were happening all at once. So I was just like, like doing everything I could do, but like not doing everything I needed to do,
Yeah.
or I felt like maybe I wanted to do. Um,
Yeah. The treadmill doesn't stop. It
yeah,
like halfway through the semester, I feel like that I was like, oh shit, like this we have like 2 more months. We were like 2 months in, and I was like, oh, we have 2 more months of this.
yeah,
It's a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that like that kind of made it feel very intense of like I felt like at times like I couldn't really like catch my breath and like, okay, like take a pause, like let's like, like get things all sorted out and get things in order so that we can like build on what we're learning. It's like I'm just constantly like, pulling things together and not really like checking and making sure the foundation is secure. I don't really know how to verbalize that, but like I feel like that's what
Yeah.
made it feel very intense to me.
Yeah.
But what about you? Like what was easier than you expected it might be, harder than you expected it might be? Like, yeah.
Yeah. I think that I was a little worried about the not the social stuff, but making new friends in a new school environment, and the dynamics of class. Like I really wanted, like, part of the reason I picked Penn was I really wanted like a collegial environment where everybody helps everybody, and I was worried that it wasn't going to be everything it was cracked up to be on the brochures. And I
Mm,
was very, very pleasantly surprised. Folks, a lot of our law schools, like when they preach that they're collegial and that everybody helps each other and everybody's friendly, they actually mean it, which is
yeah.
awesome. That's like
Yeah.
really, really great news. So very pleasant surprise there. Um, and I think I'm also kind of in the same boat as you. I just remember that first month and a half, reading every case took so long.
Yeah.
And it took a long time, and it took a lot of mental energy.
Mhm.
And so you ended the day pretty exhausted. Like you were pretty sapped because you were giving all of your readings, like everything you had, because you just had no idea how to do this.
Yeah.
Or at least I won't speak for anybody else. I just felt like I didn't have any idea how to do it, and so I felt pretty sapped after the readings for like most of the first month. And then something, I think it was a similar moment to where you were like, I figured out that I couldn't do everything,
Mhm.
and so I had to be really clear with myself of like, hey man, you have to just read this stuff to understand it. You're not gonna have a perfect understanding walking into class. So do
Yeah.
like your 80 or 90%, and then like move on with your life. And
Yeah.
that kind of, and I think this is so cheesy, and everybody tells us this. You get so much better too.
Mm.
Like halfway through the semester, you are actually more efficient at processing the information, and so you can do it with less energy and less time, and that's
Yeah.
huge. So those wins were huge for me. But yeah, I think it was harder than I thought. Similar to you, I thought I would be better at it right away, and it turns out you just need your reps. You just need your, like,
Yeah.
you can be a really, you're a really smart person. You're great at reading, um, and you still, like, the first month was still tough.
Yeah.
Um, and I think I'm pretty good at reading, and the first month was still pretty tough. So yeah, I just thought we would be better, faster. But c'est la
Yeah.
vie.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, like, I don't know, like, because people tell you law school is difficult, and, like, you hear it and you're like, "Yeah, law school is difficult, got it," but, like, no, it really was, like, just, like, difficult in a way of, like, what is going on all the time, and, like, I mean, for me, I was, like, balancing even, like, more things outside of that, like, just in my personal life and, like
Yeah, right. Like
yeah.
life also moves on, right? Like this
Yeah, yeah,
school,
yeah.
the school is taking up your waking hours, but that doesn't mean that like your family, your friends, your social, your health, your fitness, all of these other factors that make you a human being, those are still running in the
Yeah,
background. So
100%. So it
yeah,
just, like yeah, it was just, like it was very interesting to me, like, but I think I learned a lot about myself, and I think I'm, like, way better positioned to, like, manage myself in law school next semester, having learned what I learned this semester.
yeah. Like I would say, like I feel like an order of magnitude more prepared. Like
Yeah,
it's not even twice as much. I feel 10 times better about
yeah,
second semester than I feel about first semester.
yeah,
Yeah,
and I think too, like, to the first generation of it all, like, I think something that I've been, like, sitting with these past couple days, weeks, I don't know, like, in recently I've been sitting with is, like, like law school is not like an intuitive thing, like, and there is a way, like, if you have like more of an insight to it, like more experience with the world of law or with the world of law school, like there are things that you may know that like other people don't know because they've never experienced it before. And like you can kind of like approximate that by talking to people and like, talking to 2Ls, talking to attorneys, so on and so forth. But like if you're not like getting it right off the bat, like I think for me, like I spend a lot of time being like, why don't I get this? Like, why don't I understand? Like, why is this not coming to me? And like having that, whoa, I'm getting I'm getting kind of deep here, guys, but um, and having that like internal conversation running all the time, like I spend a lot of time like internalizing, being like, okay, like how can I like hide my like screw up rather than like how can I fix this by talking to other people and like what can I gain? Like this is not an Amina deficiency. Like this is like I just don't know what I'm doing yet, and like maybe somebody
Yeah.
can help me figure it out. So I say that all of that to say like I know I emphasized this throughout the semester, and like of course I was doing this, but like really like this is funny because we talked about this with Aaron too. But like don't be afraid to ask dumb questions because like there are questions that other people have. They're not dumb questions. Like and like you will not only frequently not only help yourself but help others by like just saying the thing that you're confused about, asking for the help that you need. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody knows what the hell's going on, dude. Nobody
Yeah.
knows what the hell's going on. It's just you're all like in a new it's like taking a new language class. You're all in like a language immersion class. We're all learning the law together and none of us know how to speak it. And then by the end of the semester you feel pretty good about it. But yeah, first couple months you're looking around and you're like, you guys don't get this either, right? And it's like, yeah, no, probably not. Probably not.
Yeah.
Um yeah.
Yeah.
I think that kind of covers what I was hoping to cover for the expectation versus reality. Do you have any other stuff that jumps out?
I'm nothing so much. I mean, like, I feel like I expected to like spend a lot more time in the library than I did, perhaps. Like, and not because I wasn't in the library, but just like I think like as I started going through what was like right for me studying wise, like I was like, maybe the library is like not always where I need to be or how I need to be like doing things. But I mean in terms of expectations and reality, but yeah. Nothing like
Yeah, I thought I might be a library. I've never been a library person, so I don't know why I expected this. But I was like, oh, maybe I'll be a library person in law school. And then I just like walked in the library the first week of school, and the vibes were so bad in there. Like it was just sad.
Yeah.
I just like walked out, and I was like, no, if it's nice out, I'm gonna work in the courtyard. If it's not nice out, I'm just gonna go home and work in my living room. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, a lot of like weirdly law school to me was there were a couple of weird things that were like I expected something and it turned out differently, but
Mhm.
I think generally though, and again, this is like hindsight bias. This is with all the benefit of having gone through it. It kind of felt pretty what I expected,
Mm.
which is like it was going to be hard. We're going to
Yeah.
learn something new, and then you get to the end and you just write about all the stuff you learned,
Yeah.
and it seemed very fair. I will say the semester seemed very fair.
Yeah. I would concur with that. Like, I mean, despite the fact that I felt personally like, oh, like, whoa, wait, what just
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think it was because I wasn't aware that it was going to happen that way. I just think just, it was just like a lot to me,
Well,
but
yeah,
not because
you don't know how you're going to handle it until you handle it.
yeah, but not because I was like, wait, what? Like, they're doing
Yeah.
this, they're asking us that. Like, no. The only thing, I mean, as I've said before, the only thing I feel like was unfair is the Big Law recruiting timeline, but neither here nor there.
Sure.
Other
Yeah,
than
yeah.
that, I think it was on par with what has been said about law school.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think like overarching, yeah, besides any differences in what we thought we could do, like any,
Yeah.
kind of you don't know how you're going to handle it until you handle it, but um I've been describing it as a fastball right down the middle. Like
Mm,
it's a hittable pitch. It's a fastball, so it's like you might miss. You might miss.
yeah.
But it's a hittable pitch. So I don't know. It felt very fair to me. Um,
I don't
yeah,
know anything about baseball, so I'm gonna have to take your word on
yeah,
that. But
super
yeah,
fair,
yeah.
super
Okay.
fair. Um, yeah, cool. Okay, I think that's all we need to talk about for expectations versus reality. Do you want to do the 1L wrapped with me?
Oh my goodness. I feel like everybody and their mother does a what like a Wrapped. But
I
yeah,
love
slut.
a Wrapped. Dude, I got an Uber Wrapped.
No way.
Uber was like, look at all this money you spent on Uber. And I was like, this wasn't even that. I don't even really Uber that much. Why is Uber giving me an Uber Wrapped? But anyway.
That's so interesting.
So
The
let's,
app I use to take notes, like, well, I don't use it like to take notes, but like I use this app called Notability, to house my textbooks, and yeah, whatever. And they did a Notability Wrapped, like, oh, how many like strokes did you write? I was like, girl, what?
dude, we need to slow down the Wrapped. But one
But
more
not
Wrapped. Not here. One more Wrapped. A 1L Wrapped.
one L Wrapped.
What was your top study song?
Gosh, I don't, so the way I listen to music, I don't really listen to it like with an intention of like, I'm putting this on for this activity. Like, Um, I kind of just like put on a song that I'm feeling in the moment and then I let everything play after that. If I had to like the first thing that comes to mind when you say like what is your study song? I feel like there were definitely times where I intentionally put on the Pride and Prejudice soundtrack to study.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Incredible soundtrack. Yeah.
Who does that? Who does that soundtrack?
Why would you ask me that?
It's a composer, right? It's like it's not
Well,
Hans. It's not Hans.
no, I think I want to say Mario or something, but let me check.
Yeah. Okay. While you're looking that up, well, I'll just let you look it up.
Okay, yeah, it's Dario Marianelli. So
Okay.
Mario's
Very
son
cool.
was in there somewhere, but Dario Marianelli and
Yeah.
Jan Ives Thibodeau. I don't know. I
Dude,
can't.
Mario and Luigi worked on it. That's awesome.
Huge for them. Yeah.
That is a great soundtrack. That's a great
Yeah.
soundtrack. Um, I think very similarly, I lean towards classical for studying, but I also specifically I like video game music because video game music is like specially designed to get you into focus loops.
Yeah.
Especially like video game music for RPGs, they
Yeah.
want the music to lull you into a sense of focus so that you just keep playing the game.
Of course.
Um, and that no game has had a bigger hold on me than Skyrim, like the Elder Scrolls.
Okay.
So I
Interesting.
was just listening to the Skyrim soundtrack the whole time. Shout out to Jeremy Soule. He's my favorite video game composer. I was just I would just listen to the soundtrack and then whatever song felt like the studying I was doing, I would just put that on repeat.
Yeah.
Like after one time through. And so for me, I think my top song was Unbroken Road, which is just essentially the Skyrim theme.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check it out. I feel
Yeah,
like
it's pretty epic.
in terms of like video game music for studying, like there was a period of time, and I want to say in high school, but maybe in college, I don't know, the time blurs together, but like everybody's like, oh my God, you got to put on like Mario Kart music to study, like that's really what's gonna like take you to the next level. And
That's
I think a couple
crazy.
times I did put it on like a couple times and I was like, oh wait a minute, like locked in, like let's
Wait, but that's like so Mario music is so like in your face. I don't know.
I don't know, it's just like
Yeah.
I don't know, I've become to the point of like studying with music. I used to be like, I can't listen to anything when I'm studying, but like I've become very like adapted to like having noise in my ears while I'm studying. So I can like
Yeah.
really kind of listen to almost anything. So yeah, Mario Kart music, try it out. I don't know.
I will go listen to the Mario Kart music. I will say like words, nothing with words, because if you're reading, you can't do
But
words.
yeah, I mean like for me, I put on like R&B all the time while I'm studying.
Damn.
All the time.
Well, that's I also feel like maybe R&B is good for that because it's so melodic, like the lyrics are so melodic
I
that
don't know. I mean, yes, I mean, as we were discussing before the podcast, like I like to sing, so like I really like pay attention to the music and therefore like
yeah,
I could very easily be like pulled into like singing the song while I'm studying, but
yeah,
like I
yeah,
don't know, somehow I've just been able to like make it background music. Um,
yeah. That's
Not to
cool.
flex, but no.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, more power to you. I do want, and this goes for all the questions we're gonna ask for the 1L Wrapped. But if any 1Ls are listening and you want to chime in, tell us what your top study song was this
Yeah,
year.
let's go. Maybe
Um,
we'll put it into our study study
yeah, I'm open to recommendations for next semester.
yeah.
We kind of already touched on this, Amina, but top study space.
Yeah, I mean, so as I said, I wasn't in the library as much as I thought I would be, but I was in the library. One thing one of my friends and I would do a lot, we would like book a library room. Oh, sometimes we'd book a library room, we'd go in the room, like there's this one room at UCLA in the law library that has a lamp on the table. So we'd go in the room, turn off the lights and turn on the lamp. Oof.
Yeah, study by candlelight.
That like kind of it was really nice. But outside of that, I would be in my room because I have like a monitor in my room, so I'd be like this going on here, that going on the monitor, and like back and forth, and that was very awesome for me.
I won't lie. I didn't use my second monitor all semester until it
Wow.
came to outlining.
Wow.
Because like you really do need the two screens. Like when you're
Hmm.
trying to like move your notes into an outline. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of like I just do the split. Like I just like drag it into one side of my screen on the laptop and just oh no, I hit my
Yeah.
mic. You know what I mean? Like just make it
Yeah, I
two
do. Yeah.
screens. But then yeah, like an out you can't fit a whole outline in that. So
No.
um, I mean this is a sore subject I think for both of us. Breakfast
Okay.
most days? Did you eat breakfast most days?
Yes, I mean, like, I have me and breakfast have an interesting relationship. Like, it can be
Yeah.
very touchy sometimes, but I try to make a point to eat breakfast. I did something this semester which I have not done for the vast majority of my life because I think I mentioned this. I hate cooking, so I very much like try to avoid it. But more than I hate cooking, I hate feeling like I'm getting scammed when I pay for things.
Yeah.
And so, like, that plays out in two ways. Like, one, like constantly if I think I'm gonna like go buy food, I'm like, okay, like I could buy this sandwich for $15. Thank you, Los Angeles. Or I could make five sandwiches for $15. Like I'm supposed to pay the $15 to buy the sandwich. Like, no. Or like DoorDash and stuff like that. Like I really
Well,
me and
DoorDash, like by definition, increases the price on their menu so that you
yeah.
have to pay more when you get it delivered. Yeah.
Yeah, no, me and food delivery services like oil and water. I really do not like in any instance like to use those sorts of things. So like yes, I was eating breakfast most days. I was eating food that I made most days, which was a lot. But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I did. How about you?
I'm kind of like, I think we might agree on this where breakfast is touchy for me because if I eat the wrong breakfast, it ruins my whole day.
Right. Of
Like
course.
if I eat too much, I get sleepy.
Hmm.
And sleepiness is a big problem for me. I'm like generally a very sleepy guy.
Of course.
I'm like the sleepiest guy there is.
Right.
Um, so if I eat a big breakfast and then I go to law school and I'm sleepy, that's like a disaster because I'm already a little sleepy.
Yeah, no. That oof. Oof. Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
want that.
But then you also can't go in on an empty stomach because then you get peckish. Like if
Yeah.
class starts at 9 and so I had like a 9 and then a 10:30 and so I had
Mhm.
like 3.5 hours straight of class until lunch. And so like if I didn't eat anything, I would get hungry in between and then you start to snack and then there's always like crap around the school. Like
Yeah.
there's always a cookie around or there's candy. You know, like
Yeah.
the student affairs office, God bless them, they always have like bowls of candy out. So while you're passing them between class, you might grab a Snickers or something. And that's not you need your nutrients. That's not nutritious.
Yeah.
And yet I would eat like on days I didn't eat breakfast, I would like go find some garbage to eat in passing. So I don't
Yeah.
think I figured this one out this semester. I think I need to spend more time thinking about my breakfast.
Oh, interesting. See, do you have like a study snack? Because I actually do have a snack. Like, if there's something I'm bringing to school, like this is the thing I'm bringing to like tide me
I'm not a
over.
snacker.
Okay.
I
Okay.
eat 3 meals a day. Well, I eat as many meals a day as I eat. So like sometimes two, sometimes one,
Yeah.
sometimes three. But
Yeah.
I'm not a snacker. Like again, if I get too full, I get sleepy. So I can't like add food in between those meals.
Yeah. For me, like, it's not that I'm a snacker so much, it's just like I kind of have to think about like I would think about like the pacing of my eating in terms of like my energy levels and therefore like I knew I would need at times to have a snack.
Yeah.
Um So one of my friends at the beginning of the semester put me onto the Nature's Bakery fig bars, which I was very much like, ew, like eat a fig bar. Another thing I have an odd relationship with figs because of how they're made, but neither here nor there. Um, I was like, you want me to eat a fig bar? Like, gross. But he was like, just try it. Like, he gave me one and he was like, just try it at your leisure, like whatever. I tried it and I was like, all right, I can mess with this. So I always like always have a fig bar in my backpack. Like I literally had one even just yesterday, but I gave it to my sister. But yeah, fig bar.
Those are good because they taste like fruits
Yeah.
or like they taste like real food, even though
Yes.
they may or may not be real food. But like I think they are. Like figs are real. So
And, well, figs are real, and the Nature's Bakery I think is like kind of one of those like
I like it. I like it when I can get Aaminah to agree with me on something that's an insane sentence. And
Yeah.
I think we've been potting long enough to where you sometimes you don't even notice, but
No,
that
yeah,
those
no.
moments are for me. Those moments are for me.
Well, I'm glad, happy that you're happy. But yes, figs are real. And they are this brand specifically, I think is kind of like one of those like, ooh, like vegan health food to the
Whole
level.
grain.
Yeah, all that good stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm a huge believer and always have been, but even more so now, huge believer in you need to put good stuff in your body
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
want to feel good. Because there were days where like a firm event and like we just eat like pretty yummy like finger food at a firm event, and then you have a couple cocktails, you have a couple greasy like appetizers, and you go home and you feel kind of bad, and then you wake up the next day and you feel kind of bad. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, this like you can miss me with this, dude. Like I don't want to feel like this. And then you have to go focus. You have to like go use your brain for 12 hours.
Hmm.
So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
100%. Which shout out to UCLA because they were constantly, I mean, other people, other firms that would come would constantly like feed us Mendocino bars. So like we were
What is
constantly
that?
eating like, oh, mm,
Sorry, I'm an East Coast boy. Is that a California thing?
I wasn't aware that it was, but perhaps it is. And I can't even obviously I don't know anything about the East Coast, so I can't think of anything comparable, but like it's kind of like one of those like bougie, but like I almost use the term Californian food, and I don't think it is, but like, bougie, like kind of healthy food places that's like just an elevated form of a lesser kind of food thing. So like Mendocino Farms does like sandwiches and salads and things like that, but
Sure.
like yeah, like the Mendocino Farm meal that I was having all the time was a turkey sandwich with like avocado and like jalapeno and like really
Ooh, that sounds pretty good.
thick slices of tomato and like lettuce. It was really good. It was awesome. And it was very like more on the healthy side than like, oh, like a Subway sandwich or something like that. Like or
Yeah.
Jersey Mike's, something like yeah.
Dude, so much Jersey Mike's. And like look, Michael from New Jersey, all due respect. All due respect. He
Oh,
makes a mean sandwich, that Michael.
100%.
You don't feel great after you eat a whole semester's worth of Jersey Mike's sandwiches.
But you do feel great after Mendocino Farms. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We had some events too where like they would bring like the fancy catering and they would have like a
Mhm,
salad or a nice sandwich,
mhm.
an elevated sandwich, or yeah, like one time a firm got Panera and I was like,
Okay.
kind of fire, kind of
Mendocino
fire.
is like if it's Panera's California cousin. Like
Okay.
it's like if you took Panera and was like, oh, but I eat kale, and then that's Mendocino Farms.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
God, this conversation is kind of making me hungry for like a good salad.
No, I literally have a sandwich that I got before this, and I'm like, oh, when I
Going to
finish
eat it.
here, and
Oh
it's
yeah,
like it's also kind of in the Mendocino Farms realm of like California bougie food.
yeah.
Oh, but the sandwich is so good. But we digress because
We
we're
do
doing
digress.
rap and
We're
we've
doing
got
one L
people
wrapped.
in left field.
Well, it's okay. We're gonna get to our respective dinners here in a second.
Yeah.
Let's just do these like quick. These
Yeah,
these
yeah,
ones
yeah.
can be quick too. How many minutes do you think you spent in transit all semester?
Probably 100 million. I don't know. Um,
What was your commute? What was your commute like?
yeah, so it's funny because I moved closer to school so that I wouldn't have to commute like as much. From where I was living to where I go to school, like to UCLA, would probably take like an hour in the morning. Um,
Wait, what? Oh wait, no. Like where you were living before.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
Okay,
Well,
I thought you moved. I thought you moved to a place that it would
but
be
I'm
an
getting
hour.
there. I'm getting there. So I moved. It would be an hour in the car, but like across the 405, which which just makes you want to. It's not a good way to start your day.
Yeah, yeah,
Respectfully to all the people who commuted, but like that's just not how I wanted to go. So I think doing like my bus route, I feel like it takes like 40 minutes, but it's like 7 minutes down to the 5 to 7 minutes down to the bus stop, 20 minutes on the bus, and then like 10 to 15 minutes to walk up to campus.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, so probably it
That's not
kind of
bad.
like equaled out a little bit, but like totally different commutes.
Yeah.
And much more enjoyable to come from my apartment to the campus.
Yeah, dude, I would take a 45-minute like walk bus combo over an
Yeah,
hour drive. Like
yeah.
there's something so miserable about being stuck in the car in traffic.
Oh my God, on the
Yeah.
405 in the morning.
Yeah, dude, the 405, the 101, the Pacific.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just saying all the highways I know from the Californian
California
sketch.
freeway.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think commutes are important, and this is something we kind of covered in our like happy summer episodes. Remember
yeah.
when like the sun was still out and we were happy?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were like, hey, consider a commute. Yeah, super glad that we did. Super glad that we consider a commute. I had like a really nice 25, 30-minute leisurely walk to campus. It was even shorter than that halfway through. Like most of the semester, I was taking the trolley, and I picked my apartment specifically because it was near a trolley stop. And with the trolley, if you time it right, it's like a 5-minute trolley ride. Too easy.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy. It was like so efficient.
Yeah,
It's just like, and they run pretty frequently, and it was really easy to get to school because like Penn has a trolley stop on Penn's campus
of course.
that's like right next to the law school.
Yeah,
So that was huge. And then halfway through, like in October or November sometime, Philadelphia shut down their trolley line because of like repairs and stuff.
sure.
So I started walking like a lot more. I started walking, period, because there was no trolley anymore, and it's still not fixed. So my Apple Watch was really happy. It was like,
Yeah,
whoa, dude, your steps are
you're
like
up.
they're
Wow.
way up than they were in the early days. And guess what? I felt better too when I had my steps higher. So I think I'm just gonna commit to walking.
Okay, Wayne. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome, and
yeah.
like, that you're close enough to do it too.
Yeah, yeah, and like a 25-minute walk, and I get to cross this beautiful river, and I walk on the bridge, and I stop at the bridge, and I look at the birds and the water, and it's nice.
That's not
So
bad.
yeah, no complaints, no complaints.
Yeah,
Yeah, commutes are good. We kind of already talked about meals prepped. It sounds like
yeah.
you meal prepped a lot more than I did. I was like microwaving a lot of food out of like the
Tragically, I
frozen.
was meal prepping. I mean,
Yeah,
like the funny thing about me is like not a funny thing, but a fun fact I should say is like since I was a kid, like I was trained on how to make spaghetti. Like I mean trained like every summer, like it would be like, okay, like you're going to practice making spaghetti. So like I can make spaghetti with my eyes closed. So like
yeah.
spaghetti was had many times. I also have like an iteration of spaghetti that I call bang bang pasta, which is like it's like a totally Trader Joe's meal. It's like ground turkey seasoned with Trader Joe's taco seasoning. And the sauce instead of tomato sauce is Trader Joe's enchilada sauce. And then in the midst of that, like I put in like the Trader Joe's like fall harvest mix. And then I put in the Trader Joe's like spiral noodles. Listen,
Hey, dude, TJ, come on,
if you want to be on the podcast.
Trader. Hey, Mr. Joe, Mr. Trader Joe, if you ever want to come on the podcast, or if your German rival brother, Mr. Aldi, wants to
Yeah,
come on the podcast,
sponsor us.
yeah, we would. Would you switch from TJ to Aldi if Aldi sponsored us? Tough. I think I agree. I think I agree. I don't think I would switch. Sorry,
Sorry.
Aldi.
Sorry. But yeah, free recipe for you there. Try bang bang pasta. Let me know how it goes. Um, but yeah,
I love that.
I was cooking a lot, much to my
Good.
dismay.
Good. Well, you probably saved a bunch of money. I unfortunately, me and DoorDash, man, if DoorDash had a Wrapped, it would be like. And I think Uber tried to. Uber Eats was like, and you ordered Uber Eats 7 times. I was like, brother, you don't even know the conversations I've had with DoorDash.
Yeah,
So yeah,
meanwhile,
not so good on the meal prep for me. But again, try to eat healthy. So I think I did okay on the eating healthy part, but
that's good.
I definitely did not save as much money as I could have.
Yeah.
All right, Amina, this one's a tough one. Times you reconsidered studying the law.
How many
How
days were in a
many?
semester?
Well,
Do
let's see.
that
Okay,
by
four
three.
4 months. 4 months. We had like class. Call it 4 times a week.
Uh-huh.
So that's 16 class periods times four. So 64 classes.
Okay, times that by 1,000, and that's how many times
Okay.
this past semester I was like, "What is going on?" Not for real, but mm, there were many, many, many days where I was like, "What is happening? Like, what am
Yeah.
I doing here?" Um, and you guys, you know that because I've mentioned this prior to. What about you, Abby? Did you feel like, what about you?
Unfortunately, no. And like that's why I think it is good that, and that's why I think Amina and I make a good team. We have different perspectives, and there was not a single moment I was like, man, what the heck am I doing here? Um, which is
Wow.
like again, a huge caveat with the huge benefit of hindsight bias and having been through it.
Yeah.
So if you would ask me on like the worst day, I might have had a different answer. But looking back now, I'm like, dude, this was so fun. Law school was so fun.
Mm.
I'm really excited to be an attorney. I'm really excited to be in law school with really smart peers like yourself. I learned so much from you and from all my classmates and from our professors, and I'm just really grateful for this. Yeah,
Yeah. I feel like I learned a lot from you too, like not and I mean like not the least of which was how like the whole grades thing really just that really took me out this semester, like the LRW class or your guys's what is it called? Uh
we call it LPS, legal practice skills.
LPS. Right, right, right. That that was huge. But no, like, and honestly, like, as I mean, Abby and I have said this, that we're like actual friends beyond like being podcast co-hosts, but like, really, there was a lot like of balance, I think, this semester as I was like literally on a downward spiral some days, and I was like, it's okay, like, it's okay, things are okay, like, you got this, blah, blah, blah. So hugely useful, and always good to like have but as many perspectives as you can like kind of expose yourself to, because I think like again, like I mentioned this earlier of like I go very internal and then I'm like, okay, like this is a problem I have to solve on my own. Um and I think like really not as much as you can avoid that, like and like connect with people and like not to the extent that you're like taking in other people's opinions and like trying to structure your life the way that they think it should be, but like to the point of like, like there's just different ways to live and like different ways to do things, and therefore you should feel comfortable in doing doing things the way that you're doing, and like
Yeah,
trust that as long as you're doing your best, like things are going to work out. Um,
absolutely.
yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I think that's the best answer to that we're gonna get. Now, to kind of keep the positive note going, this is the last lightning round 1L wrapped question I have for you. What was the time you felt the most fulfilled?
I mean, in terms of like my own, I actually have two answers to this question,
Sure.
but like in terms of like my own legal, I guess kind of three actually, my own like legal path when I felt the most fulfilled. Honestly, like talking to people who are further along in their career, like this one talk I went to with one of the professors where she was doing this, she's doing a research paper on the racial proxy and algorithm programming. And then another time when I went and met with not went and met with an attorney, but was at a lunch panel with an attorney who was talking about like the work that she does on AI. Those were two times where I felt like, which is very interesting to me because I don't really consider myself like a tech person, but like those two conversations were something where I was like, oh, like these are conversations I want to be a part of in terms of like shaping our future and like our narratives through the law. Like these are spaces that I would really like to be in because I think they're important and I find them interesting. And then my second answer to that, like, is kind of more like interpersonal in terms of like one, like doing like being here and like hearing from the listeners. Like that what your various comments throughout the semester have been really, really interesting and like inspiring to me because I'm like, oh my God, like people are listening and they care. Like, whoa. But two, like, I'll be recently like I heard from one of our team members, who I actually ended up meeting with earlier in the semester. They'd come to visit UCLA and we chatted a bit. But they texted me the other day as I was walking around like around campus studying for finals. I was like literally coming out of the cafeteria. I pull out my phone and I get this message and it's like, hey Mina, like congrats on making it through your first semester. I hope you have a good holiday season and I'll see you in the fall. And I literally was
Whoa.
like literal audible gasp like that, like very very loud because I'm a dramatic person. But that was such an incredible moment. Like I was like, oh my gosh, like whoa. Whoa, it
That's
was huge.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. I don't know if I have anything to compete with that.
Well, to compete, just share your experience.
Yeah, yeah. Time I felt most fulfilled. I mean, I think like doing pro bono work was really great
Mm,
this semester. We the Veterans Club went out and we just helped vets and first responders with their wills, and that was really cool because it made us feel like real law students from real attorneys. Which
yeah.
obviously we're not real attorneys yet, um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it was really cool. It was really cool. I think that's it. I think that takes the cake. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds pro bono work is like definitely makes sense that that's like kind of like because that's what I mean, that's kind of the bread and butter. I feel like even for attorneys is like when you get to work on those passion projects. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's like it was like this county in Pennsylvania, and like all the local attorneys showed up, and they were so happy that law students had come, and they were so happy to provide mentorship. And then all the people that we were working with, all of our clients that day were so nice, and they were so grateful that we were taking time, and we were so grateful that they trusted us with helping them with their wills and their trusts and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So it helped me remember that the law is about connecting with people.
Yeah.
That is ultimately what we're doing here. We want to do this job because we want to connect with people and help them through tough and challenging problems. And that's awesome. Like it's just awesome to be trusted.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. That's amazing.
yeah, very cool. Um, we have more nice thoughts in as we continue our kind of positive folks, if this is too positive for you, we can make it.
We'll go back to the negative. Don't
Yeah,
you
we
worry.
can go back to the negative next semester, but we're gonna stay positive. We got some really nice comments from listeners and from the team, Aaminah. Do you want to
Yeah.
read Ali's comment?
Yeah. I think that's wrapping our wrapped though for
Oh,
Spotify.
sorry. Yes,
Spotify,
segue,
but our 1L wrapped segue.
segue.
Yeah, but speaking of Spotify, we got a comment from Ali on Spotify, and Ali says, "Well, hello again, Ali." She said, "You guys get me so excited for law school. Yes, this was our last episode about exams." She's like, "I know this is about exams, but still." Which, Ali, first and foremost, how? How is this happening? Because I feel like we are very frequently like, don't come to law school. But no, in all seriousness, I'm really glad that you're feeling excited. Like, I think it is an exciting thing to do. If this is like where you're what you're interested in and what you're passionate about, like I think you should get excited. Like, and learn from my mistakes, our mistakes, like learn from our the things that we did this semester. I hope that you find them useful when you get into your first year of law school. But
I,
yeah.
I also I also think exams can be exciting because they're an opportunity to condense and kind of summarize everything you've learned over the semester. So
Nerd. No, I'm joking.
yeah, no, I am. I'm kind of a nerd. I really liked the process of like,
Yeah.
okay, here's everything, and you put it in a 50-page document, and you kind of figure out how to talk about everything
Yeah.
in word limited and time limited environments. So kind of
Hmm.
cool.
Yeah. But yeah, Ali, glad that you're excited for law school. And we definitely want to hear about it once you're there.
Yes, keep us updated, please. Please don't stop commenting. We would miss you. We also got a comment from a teammate. Our demon team member Sam left us a really nice message. So I want to read it for you and for all the listeners. And Sam's a 3L, so his 3L takeaway. And so he's coming up on his last semester. He said it gets better the next semester, and then even better the next semester, and then even better, and then way better twice more. It goes by very fast, so try to enjoy it. That's awesome. Thank you, Sam. That's great advice. I think it's a good perspective to just remember we have 3 years of this, and not in a miserable way, not
And
in
not
like a
anymore. We only have 2.5 now. Oh my God.
yeah. No, we're
Yeah.
literally halfway done with one
Oh
of our
my.
3 years,
Yeah.
and every semester gets better. Partly because of the stuff we talked about, we feel more comfortable with everything, but also just because it kind of just it's built to get better. Like this first year is the hardest year, and then 2L is awesome, and then 3L is even awesomer. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see where we go from here.
Yeah. Same. Definitely same. Especially having gotten through this first semester. I'm like, okay, I get it now. Like,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for that, Sam. Looking forward to that. And then finally, we had a comment from Legally Miss D on YouTube, who is also a 1L, I believe. And she
Yeah.
said, "Praying for you. I finished my finals on the 15th. Shout out to you. I think I'll be both you and I finished on the 17th, right?"
Yeah. Our schedule was like exactly lined up. I think we were like 12th.
Yeah.
What was it? The 8th, the 12th, the 17th, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that. So yeah,
Yeah.
but like love that for you that you finished on the 15th.
Huge.
And then she shared some things that she would do differently, which I also feel like I'm kind of in line with these recommendations. But
Yeah.
she said next semester I'm definitely starting my outlines on day one of the semester and not in the middle of the semester. I was playing catch up on my outlines right before finals. Same. Um, I'm glad I stopped
Yeah.
diving.
Also, same.
Yeah, I'm glad I stopped diving deep into the cases after the first few weeks. Yeah, highly recommend. And I was yeah, what's the point beside the rules and the reasoning? They're good.
None.
Yeah,
You're
the
right. Yeah.
reasoning one.
None.
Um, okay, so I think I asked what law school she went to
Yeah. And she
last
gave us a
time,
clue.
and she gave us a hit. My school has the best views, ocean and mountain views.
So that's
Hmm.
got to be like Pepperdine, right?
It feels like Pepperdine,
Yeah.
like
I'm
ocean
thinking
and
like
mountain. Yeah, it feels like
I'm thinking
Malibu.
PCH from Zoe 101, but um
Yeah.
or maybe Seattle, like it could be like Pacific
I don't think
Northwest
there's
too.
an ocean outside of California, actually.
Sad. Look, I don't know. I don't know anything about the West Coast.
No, yeah, no, no,
That's
no.
cool.
I mean, yeah, my California-centric mind would also go to Pepperdine. Um, I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
Let us know if we hit it or not. But
I
Mountain,
also my hot take though. Sorry, I'm just like kind of stuck on this. My hot take is that I don't know if it'd be any better to start your outline that much earlier.
well, okay, so here's the thing. I think when I hear start outline day one, like I think it's I don't, because even the act of outlining at the end of the semester is not because you, not so much that you're like building this thing that's going to like carry you in an exam, right?
No,
Like
it's a
what you're
review.
doing, yeah, reviewing and learning. So I think in terms of like starting out the gate, it's like what you're really saying is I'm going to start reviewing out the gate, which I think is the reason I concur with that is because like that's also what I'm saying. Like, not in so much of like, oh, I'm really going to start like building this outline, like, you know, from day one, but like some more in the sense of like I'm gonna start reviewing and like thinking about these things in terms of like that high level structure, like much sooner than like, oh, like wait till the middle of the semester and then like we'll start doing this high level big picture stuff.
Sure, but and this is me being pedantic, and I'm sure that we're going to try to do this next semester, and we're going to be better equipped for it. I would have had no idea how to. I would have had no idea how to do that.
Oh no, yeah. As a
Yeah,
first semester one, you can't. Like you
yeah. I
just
don't know
don't,
how to zoom out. You don't know how to zoom out.
which is why I think like my recommendation to first semester one would be more so like the homework thing, rather than because like the homework is something more familiar to us, I think, than like even, even when I started making my formal outlines I was like, okay, what, like what.
What is this?
I
Yeah.
think what I might do instead is like look at the outlines of other classes, like I mean to say like people who had come before, to kind of like, I don't know,
Oh
and
yeah.
I don't know how helpful that will be, like in terms of like, because like again, not necessarily my advice to a first semester one because that can confuse you and be overwhelming, especially like things that you may not learn in your class that other years have learned. But like as a second semester one, I think it might help me like kind of keep track of where things are going and how things will fit into like the overall scope of the course.
Yeah.
Another thing, like another thing I think would be kind of interesting to do, I don't know the use of it, but like in terms of like picking classes, like maybe looking through the past exam databases for the classes that you're considering taking to see like what's this final going to be like if I'm in this class.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Like what's this professor's final versus that professor's final like?
Yeah. Well, that can be tricky because they change them too. So,
Mm,
um,
sort
but
of.
sort of. But sometimes also, like we have, like some professors have been teaching for 25 years, and it's identical. The exams have been identical for 25 years.
Yeah.
Um, I do think that looking at past outlines was super helpful. Like about halfway through the semester, I started comparing the different structures of how people view the course, and I tried
Hmm.
to find one that fit the best with how I saw the course, and that's
Hmm.
how I built my outline.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I don't know. We can talk, dude. We can do so many episodes just on outlining. I think there's an art and a science to it.
Yeah.
Um, speaking of outlines, I think your sister had an opinion on outlines.
She
Talking some
did.
trash about outlines.
She did. So my sister is a loyal listener of the pod, so much so that sometimes in our conversations she'll mention something to me that I said on the pod, and I'm like, "What? Like, what are you talking about?" And she's like, "You know, like you said on the pod." And I was like, "Oh, okay." But yeah. So she was listening to this most recent episode of, and I was like, just I guess I was describing my outlining process, and she's like, I love how you're sitting here acting like outlining isn't just the way that everybody studies for finals. And I was like, madam, when's the last time you compiled a 50-page document to study for a final? And she's like, yeah, but like that's how everybody studies. And then her friend who was sitting with us was like, when's the last time you compiled a 50-page document to study for your art finals? Oh, oh
Damn.
right.
Damn, you can't
Hmm.
come for the art majors like that, dude. They have to like build models and stuff and draw pictures
Yes,
or whatever
they
their
have
finals
their
are.
bag and their lane, and it's not compiling outlines. I,
Yeah,
Could I do what she did for her finals? Absolutely
no,
not. Not in a
but
million years.
but she
But
didn't do what we had to do.
no, she doesn't know how it is to be us.
You didn't do what we did. You
Yeah,
didn't do what we did.
that's a quote from a TLC show, if those of you who are wondering why I just did that.
Sody pops.
Yeah.
Sody pops.
In any case, yeah, I thought that was really funny. Because like again, like we've said this, like outlining is not like some, it's like a fancy law school term for making notes.
Yeah,
But it also is a little bit different than just making notes. Like it's a like Albie said, it's like more of an art and a science than just like, oh, we're making notes, because like it's not just that, but like it, like as a general overview, like it is heavily making notes.
it is.
Yeah.
All right, Amina. We're at the 50-minute mark. So
Oh,
we had
whoa.
some. So look, it's so fun
Oh,
chatting with you. It's so fun chatting with you. We had some other stuff, but I think we just save it. We save it for season 2. We can talk about this other
yeah.
stuff later.
Yeah.
But it was such a pleasure to wrap up 1L with you, and it was so awesome to have the people that listen to this pod kind of join us on our journey.
Yeah.
Do you have any like a closing message for all the folks that we have?
Oh,
Sorry, I kind of put you on the spot. I'm sorry.
I think again, like my biggest lesson from this semester, which I've said multiple times throughout this episode, is like I want to practice not going so internal so much and kind of like, yeah, like trying to figure out like what is wrong with me, like why can't I do this and figure it out and get it right. Um, which I think boils down to like really giving yourself grace, like
Yeah.
overall. Yeah, I want to be way, way, way more intentional about giving myself grace. Like one of the quotes that I have taken from another podcast that I used to listen to called how to no My Favorite Murder. My Favorite Murder. They always say like bigger dummies than you, which all due respect to everybody. All due respect to y'all. But like for me, like what that means is like I'm always like thinking like everybody's got it so together. Everybody's like, better than me, and like I just have to figure out how to get to that point, and like once I can figure that out, then I'm gonna like really like get it all together. But like no, like that's really not what's going on. Like people are struggling through their different things independently, and like
Yeah.
when you're like projecting onto other people like what you perceive their experience to be, like it can be really out of contrast with what their experience actually is,
Right.
and their experience tends to be a lot more in line with yours when you're moving through similar spaces in life. So all of that to say, like I think I would just to like again try to be more graceful with myself next semester and like ask for help more. Yeah.
It's gonna be hard to beat. I don't think I have anything better than that. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to beat. I don't think I can do better than that. I guess just thank you to the people that joined us. It can be kind of weird to talk about 1L.
Hmm.
We're hoping that, as weird as it was for us to talk about, we're hoping that if we talked about it, hopefully it's less weird for you to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like the listeners to talk about it, and that means like tell your family about what you're going through. Tell your friend, like talk to your friends, talk to us. Like there's a community here of people that are kind of going through this, and just to kind of piggyback off of Aaminah said, like we're all going through this, so it is what it is. It is what it is. We're all going through it.
Yeah.
Um, and it doesn't have to be scary. It can be a little stressful, and it can be a little demanding at times, but it doesn't have to be scary. And so, just thanks to everybody who joined us and gave us your time.
Yeah. And like one, not to like, bite off your thing, but like one last thing on in terms of like talking to people about it and like, you know, hopefully this encourages you to talk to people. Like also if you need like more help than just talking to your family and friends, like if you need to talk to a professional, like do that. Like I know
Yeah.
UCLA really emphasize a lot. Like we have a really great care team. And like you should converse with them if you need to. Like they're there to support you. Like sometimes you may need more than just like the casual conversations with friends, family, whatever. And like, don't turn away from that because it feels uncomfortable. Like, I hope that you seek that out as well if that's like where you're at in your journey.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a really important point, man. Your school will have mental health resources. Your state bar will have specific mental health resources just for law students. I think there's this common misconception that the state bar is only there for attorneys, and they're trying to combat that. And they're trying to say, "Hey, man, we know law students are going through it too, so we have resources for you that are specific to, oh, this is a weird transition. Like school is hard, and I'm going through a lot. So they're there for you too. There's a ton of resources. So yeah, just hoping. Yeah, we were just happy to have this conversation out in the open, and
yeah.
I mean, you were a great podcasting partner for this first semester.
Oh,
And
I'll be same to you 100%.
here's to 5 more semesters.
Bring us
Fingers
back.
crossed.
Greenlight us for the next season, please.
Yeah, we really need the second season to get picked up, but
Please, 100%.
yeah,
But before we go, so yeah, we do just want to let you guys know we are going to be pausing for the holidays. So this is going to be the last episode that we drop this year, and we'll be back before starting next semester. When do you start next semester, Abby?
my semester doesn't start till the 20th. So, but like we can. So essentially, we're gonna take the 2 weeks off for Christmas and New
Yeah.
Year's, and then we're
Mhm.
just gonna jump back in January. So
Yeah, so we'll be back in January. Um, yeah, we will see you then. Thanks all of you for listening. Thanks Amanda for the edits. Thanks Josh is our second producer who is also so awesome and also one
I
out.
think he's technically our boss. So thanks for being our boss.
Okay, then our boss. I don't in my mind like Amanda and Josh are the production team, but
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Amanda and Josh. Thanks, lsatdemon, for putting up with us. We love it here.
We do
Um,
love it here.
please have us back.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, happy holidays to you guys. I'll be happy holidays to
Thank
you.
you. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and everything else that anybody might be celebrating over the holidays, and hope that you spend some quality time for rest and relaxation. That's it for this season of Crushing 1L for the last time in 2025. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. If you enjoyed this season, please subscribe, leave a review, or share it with someone you know thinking about law school. We can tell them maybe don't come. Just kidding. We would say you should come to law school if you want to be a lawyer, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, if you have a question, you can always write into the pod. It's just crushing 1L. It's crushing and then the number one and then the letter L.com. Or just better yet, leave us a comment on Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. Aaminah, what a hell of a semester. Thanks for spending your 2025 with me. And I'll see you
Yeah.
next year.
See you next year.
Until then,
Keep crushing it.